Today's flow is going to focus on that throat chakra at the throat center, that blue energy that we want to really find our balance in, our ability to speak our truth as loudly as we need to, and also to find quiet to listen to the truth others are sharing with us, or that little voice within is trying to tell us. So we're going to bring our focus to that throat chakra, that energy center at the throat center throughout our practice today, and hopefully feel all balanced out at the end. You might want to have a block nearby for fish pose later on. All right, so as we settle in here, ground down in those sit bones, lift up through the crown of the head, drop the shoulders, feel some space between the ears and the shoulders. And just a few moments here to focus on the breath, that inhale, that exhale, giving yourself permission to be present for practice. But just for now, all that matters is going to happen between the four corners of our mat. And as we think about the throat chakra and bringing our focus to that throat chakra, we're going to add a little movement with our breath. So we're going to bring our hands back behind the head. The fingers can interlace, but they don't need to. On our inhale, we're going to open up the elbows and tip the gaze up. On our exhale, we're going to tuck the chin, close the elbows. Inhale to open and lift. Feel that length in the throat, that stretch in the back. Exhale, round. Continuing to slow the breath. Let's take two more. And then as we release those hands, a couple of breaths here just at center. Let's drop our right ear over toward that right shoulder. Maybe bring our left hand to the mat. If you want a little more, you can bring that right hand to sit on top, stretching out the sides of the neck. Using an exhale, we'll sink the chin down toward the chest, rolling that left ear over toward left shoulder. Maybe the right hand finds the mat. Now we'll sink the chin down toward the chest. We're going to plant that right hand next to us. We're going to bring our left arm up and over for that lateral stretch. Feel that opening of the left side. And then we're going to pull that left elbow back behind us and tip our gaze up toward that left hand. Feeling the stretch, the length. We'll bring it back over to that lateral stretch, and then we're going to move up through center. We'll plant the left hand, sweep that right arm up and over. And then start to pull that right elbow back, gazing up toward that right hand. And we'll reach it back over for the lateral, back up into center, keeping our back straight, hands out in front. We're just going to walk those hands forward, folding forward, find a good stretch, hang the head.
One of the things I love about the throat chakra is that it is a duality, speaking our truth, but also listening. And it does take both of those things. We'll walk it back up. If you have your ankles crossed, switch which leg is in front, and then we're going to repeat growing tall. Walk the hands forward, hinge and fold. So some of our poses will be to open and lengthen, and some will be to round and turn inward.
And we'll walk it back. And let's make our way to a tabletop, hands and knees. And we'll take cat and cow here. Inhaling to lift the gaze, lengthen that neck. Exhale to round, tuck the chin. Feel free to linger in one or the other if it feels extra good today. One more. And then we're going to rise up to kneeling. Bring those hands to our lower back. Squeeze the elbows together. We're going to lift the chest up and over. And on that inhale, slowly come back around. As you bring the hands down to the mat, walk the knees nice and wide, touch the toes, and let's sink it back to a child's pose. And on that inhale, we're going to flow forward. On our exhale, we're going to send it up and back, finding a down dog. Pedal things out here. And then on our inhale, we're going to make our way to the top of our mat, into a ragdoll. Bend the knees generously, hang the head, grab opposite elbows. And as we release, rolling tall, finding our way to mountain. Let's circle out the shoulders here at the top. And we'll switch directions. We'll squeeze those shoulders up, roll forward. And then as we settle, we're going to take some standing cat and cow. Again, with that breath on the inhale, we'll open up the chest, maybe tip the gaze up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. On our exhale, we'll give ourselves a big hug, tuck the chin, and just flow with that breath, maybe alternating on the exhale, which arm crosses in front. And just throughout practice, kind of bringing that focus to the throat chakra, feeling each pose in the throat. One more. Releasing into our mountain. On that inhale, we'll reach tall. Exhale, hinge, fold, find your way to a plank. It can be a high plank or a modified plank. We'll use our exhale to lower down. The inhale for baby cobra, lifting the chest without the hands. Exhale, sending it up and back to down dog. You could always take a child's pose instead. We're going to ocean flow today to kind of represent both dualities of the throat chakra. So this time we're going to walk our hands back to the feet and fold.
Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, release and round. Inhale, we'll sweep it tall. Exhale, we'll fold, walk out to our plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, up and back, down dog. This time, we'll travel those feet to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, we'll fold, find our way to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or your up dog. Exhale, sending it up and back, down dog. On our inhale, walking our hands back to our feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling tall. Exhale, fold, walk it out to that plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, up and back, down dog. On our inhale, traveling to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, we'll fold. We're going to step our right foot back and find warrior one. Right toes to 45 degrees, turning those hips toward the top of the mat. They don't have to get there. Then we're going to open up to warrior two. Maybe walk that back foot a little further so that you're nice and long in your warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm up. Breathe into that lower back here as you gaze up. Back to our warrior two. Then we're going to sweep that right arm, big step to the top. Bring our hands to our lower back and that little back bend, chest up and over. Inhaling back around to that mountain. We'll reset. Use our inhale to reach it tall. Exhale, we'll fold and we'll step our left foot back. Same thing on this side. Warrior one. Opening up, warrior two. We'll reverse our warrior. Back to warrior two. And we'll take that big sweep and step to that mountain. Bring our hands to the lower back. Squeeze the elbows together. Up and over. Inhale, back around. Exhale, round the spine. Fold forward. Step it back. Down dog. Really lift those hips. Send them back to the back of the room. Sink the chest toward the legs. We're going to take ocean flow walks here. So we're going to walk our hands back to the feet. Stay for the exhale. Round that spine. Hang the head. Inhale, walk back out to your down dog. And then just back and forth, moving on the inhales. Staying for the exhales. We'll take one more. Back to the feet. And out to our down dog. And to a child's pose. Sinking back around the spine here. Breathe into the lower back. And then on our inhale, we're going to flow forward. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Making our way to the top of the mat, we'll exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll sweep it tall. Exhale. As we fold, we'll step that right foot back, warrior one. Adding a chest expansion here, we're going to pull those elbows back, tip that chest and that gaze up. On our inhale, making our way back to our warrior one, and then exhale, hinge forward. Reach those arms back behind you as you gaze down at either the left foot or maybe even all the way back toward the right foot. And rising back up. Then we'll open up warrior two, settling in. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. We'll windmill those hands, step it back, down dog. And we'll add an ocean flow walk here if you want to. Walking our hands back to the feet. And walking back out, down dog. And on that inhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, we'll fold left foot back. Warrior one. And in that warrior one, we'll take both ways, right? For that throat chakra. First, we'll lengthen, we'll open, pull those elbows back, lift the gaze. Inhale back to our warrior one. Exhale, we'll turn inward, we'll fold forward, humble warrior. And rising back up, take your time. We'll open up warrior two. Reverse warrior. Breathing into that lower back as we gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. We'll windmill the hands. Frame that front foot, step it back, down dog. Really get a good lift here, a good breath. And we'll take that ocean flow walk if we want to, walking the hands back to the feet. And we'll walk it back out, down dog. Our last one, couple of breaths. And taking those knees nice and wide, we'll sink it back for child's pose. Couple of breaths here just to breathe into that back, breathe into the hips. Slow the breath a little bit. And then we'll rise up, coming back to our tabletop. And let's keep our hips nice and high, but walk the hands out for a puppy stretch, melting that heart, that throat, that forehead toward the mat, breathing into the back and into the shoulders. And then walking those hands back underneath. We're going to open up that right arm toward the sky. On our exhale, sweep it all the way under, lowering that right ear and shoulder toward the mat. You can bind the left arm or walk those left fingers to the top of the mat. We'll plant in that left hand. Sweep the right all the way open. We'll release. Switching sides, left arm will open. Exhale, sweep it under. Twisting it out on this side. We'll plant in the right, sweep the left, and release. And then we'll lower, find our way into that nice, tall, easy seat. And let's bring soles of the feet together. We'll grow up nice and tall, and then hinge with the flat back, send the chest out toward the feet. Find a good stretch, then stay or round. Inhale, we'll make our way back up. We're going to send our legs long out in front, adjust the sit bones, pull those toes back towards you. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hinge and fold, melting the chest toward the legs. And as we release, we're going to find fish pose. So make sure you have enough room first back behind you. Bring that block if you have one. We're going to come to the forearms. Bring that block and right at the mid back. So it keeps you from collapsing in that lower back and the belly. And we're just going to send the chest and the gaze up and over for fish. A nice inversion, of course, a nice lengthening in the throat chakra and the neck. Also nice on the back. A slow, deep breath. One more breath. And really take your time here, bringing that gaze back around, rising tall. We're going to come into that staff stretch one more time, around the back. Breathe into the back, breathe into the legs. And as we release, we'll plant the feet and we'll roll all the way down. We'll settle in here. Really get that back all the way against the mat. Walk your shoulder blades low. And we'll take a little bridge first. So first plant the feet in toward the sit bones, hips distance apart. We'll press into the feet, lift the hips, soft in the face and the chest, and we'll take our time lowering all the way back down. If you want to add arms, you can do that. As you press into the feet and lift the hips, you can sweep the arms up and over, and then you can exhale, lower all the way back down. Moving with your breath, your pace. One more. As we come back, we'll windshield wiper the knees side to side, back and forth. And we'll drop the knees to the left, goalposting the arms maybe, or out to a T. We can let the gaze fall to the right. Coming back to the breath, letting the body melt toward the mat. Come back up through center. We'll drop the knees to the right. We'll tip the gaze to the left. And we'll come back to center. Hug the knees into chest. Really seal the back against the mat. Rock it out side to side. Few big breaths here, getting ready for that last and final pose. Using an exhale as we're ready, finding Shavasana. Use any props you want to. Take the legs wide, the shoulder blades low. Relax the arms, blink the eyes closed. Settle that back body and return to your breath. Slow and deep inhales. Nice, slow, relaxing exhales. Maybe allowing the mind's eye to see that blue energy at the throat center. And knowing that at its core, first, we must be truthful to ourselves. And that we must be able to trust ourselves. Few more breaths here, feeling settled and soft and relaxed. Feeling that breath move in and out, inviting movement when we're ready, fingers, toes, maybe a full body stretch if that feels good. And then we'll plant the feet, making our way to either side. We'll seal in our practice, breathing in all the good with those inhales and exhaling anything onto the mat we don't want to take with us. Returning to our easy seat as we're ready. Thank you so much for sharing practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing. I have an entire set of full length flows all around every chakra, all of them. So join me in my Yoga with TG online membership and get immediate access 24/7 to all of those chakra flows. So you can have that energy moving freely in a balanced way up and down all of your chakras. I can't wait to have you join us. Check out behind the scenes right here and let's get going.